Joe Rogan, a UFC commentator, actor, now one of the biggest podcasters on the planet. But how did Joe go from telling jokes in the comedy clubs to becoming one of the most influential voices in modern media? Let's take a look of the man behind the Joe Rogan Experience. Born on August 11, 1967, in New York, New Jersey. Rogan's early life wasn't glamorous. His parents' divorce was his only five, and he moved with his mother across the country to Boston, Massachusetts. As a kid, Joe wasn't sure what he wanted to do with his life, but he knew he loved two things: comedy and martial arts. Rogan's early passion for martial arts played a huge role in shaping discipline and mindset. He started practicing Taekwondo at the age of 14, and by 19, he had won the US Open Taekwondo Championship. But even as a fighter, Joe has a different dream: making people laugh.
Plenty to laugh at. Why don't you just let me laugh at it? I'm not trying to stop gay people from being gay. If you're gay, good for you. Enjoy it. I don't care.
So if you like Fear Factor, I'm sorry, but we ran out of shit to do to those fucking idiots.
At the age of 21, Joe Rogan tried stand-up comedy for the first time at a club in Boston. His first few sets were raw, but his natural storytelling and sharp wit caught the attention of audiences. He soon moved to New York to pursue comedy full-time, performing at every club that will take him.
Radio.
You so crazy. He's
Puerto
sick.
Rican guy, yeah. I just donated to his...
After building a name in the comedy scene, Rogan landed his first TV role on the show Hardball 1994, followed by a more famous gig on a news radio, a popular NBC sitcom in the late 90s. While he enjoyed acting, Joe always considered himself a comedian first. In the middle of his TV career, Rogan also got involved with the Ultimate Fighting Championship, not as a fighter, but as a commentator, starting out as a backstage interviewer in 1997. Rogan quickly became one of the most recognizable voices in the sport. His passion for mixed martial arts has made him the perfect fit for explaining the intricacies of the MMA to a growing fan base.
Thanks, Bruce. I'm back here right now backstage. I'll be interviewing the fighters as they come out of the octagon, and I'll also be previewing the fights, the final fights in each weight division. I'll be talking to the fighters. We'll find out who's injured, who's going to be able to continue, and who's going to go in if we need an alternate. Anything we need to know, as soon as I find out, you'll know. Back to you guys. I'm down here, guys, with the Victor Belfort contingency, and in the wake of that unbelievably impressive victory in the semifinals, they are anticipating a wipeout in the finals.
Yeah!
Well, that's about all I can say.
What are we looking for in the future for you?
More wins. Winning, winning, winning.
Rogan's commentary style was unique. He wasn't just a broadcaster. He was a fan that understood every technical detail of the fight. His chemistry with co-commentators and his knowledge of the sport earned him a massive respect in the MMA community.
Fear Factor.
I'm Joe Rogan. Welcome to Fear Factor. The stunts you're about to see were designed and supervised by trained professionals. They're extremely dangerous and should not be attempted by anyone, anywhere, anytime.
In 2001, Rogan's profile took another leap when he became the host of Fear Factor, the show with a hit, running for 6 seasons and made Rogan a household name. But why Fear Factor was a fun experience? It was far from what Joe envisioned for his career.
Dumb people are outbreeding smart people at a fucking staggering pace. And nobody ever even talks about it.
After Fear Factor, Joe refocused on his comedy, releasing a series of stand-up specials that showcase his unfiltered, raw sense of humor. But what came next will change not only Joe Rogan's career, but the entire media landscape.
What have you experienced? Have you ever had like an absolute moment where you're like, oh my God, I'm in the presence of a poltergeist?
In December 2009, Rogan launched the Joe Rogan Experience, a podcast that started off as casual conversation with his comedian friends. It wasn't fancy, just Joe and a few friends and a couple of microphones. Little did anyone know, it was the beginning of something massive.
Always.
That's good.
My friend, these are strange times, and we're both departing this land.
I know. Back to when we first became friends.
What made the Joe Rogan Experience different, it wasn't polished or scripted. Rogan created a space where conversation can go anywhere, from science, politics, to conspiracy theories. People were drawn to Joe's curiosity and open-mindedness, and the podcast began to grow in popularity.
Okay, it's me. Take my dog for a walk.
Yeah.
It's like looking in the mirror.
Have you seen that before? Did people get you one of those?
Yeah.
He's awesome.
He's awesome. He's pretty edgy.
By 2015, Rogan's podcast was pulling in millions of downloads. High-profile guests like Elon Musk, Bernie Sanders started to appear, expanded the show audience even further. Rogan became a platform where experts, comedians, politicians, and athletes can speak freely for hours on end.
Hello, everybody. I have an announcement. The podcast is moving to Spotify. Nothing else will change. It will be free.
In 2020, Rogan's made headlines again when he signed an exclusive deal with Spotify, reportedly worth $100 million. It was one of the biggest podcast deals ever, cementing the Joe Rogan Experience as a media powerhouse.
Fury is not a real boxer.
Of course he's a real boxer.
No chance.
He's a professional boxer.
I saw Tommy Fury box. He is not a boxer.
Well, he's definitely a boxer.
Well, he puts on gloves.
He's definitely a boxer. Here's Tommy Fury. You telling me this guy doesn't look like a boxer? You're out of your mind.
Who's he fighting?
But I don't give a dude. Look at this. Look at this. He's fighting a professional boxer. The guy's fighting looks good. Dude, you're crazy if you don't think Tommy Fury's a boxer. Look at that uppercut. Shut the up, dude.
No.
Shut the up.
But with great success came controversy. Rogan's openness to different viewpoints sometimes put him at odds with critics, whether discussing COVID-19, politics, or alternative house practices. Rogan's show often found at the center of debate. Despite the controversies, his audience continued to grow, with millions tuning in for every episode. Today, Joe Rogan's influence stretched far from podcasting, far beyond podcasting. He's still an active UFC commentator, stand-up comedian, and entrepreneur. His ability to mix humor, curiosity, and deep conversation has made him one of the most important voices in modern media. From a kid who loved martial arts and comedy to one of the biggest names in the media, Joe Rogan's journey is a testament to following your passion, embracing new ideas, and always being willing to learn. His story is still unfolding, but one thing for sure, Joe Rogan isn't done shaping the conversation. If you liked the episode, make sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next episode.